Hi, I'm Carrie. Welcome to my channel. Today is another deck face-off video. And in case you're new here, I will quickly explain what this video is. This is where I take similar decks in my collection, pair them together, and we do a full walkthrough of all the decks at once, side by side. This gives me a chance to look over the imagery, compare the imagery, talk about which images I like better, and it gives you a chance to see these decks side by side in case you are trying to make an informed decision of whether or not you want to purchase a deck, or maybe you need all the decks in your collection like I do. So I thought we would compare these three decks. And that is the Light Seers, the Unfolding Path, and the Wild Reflections Tarot by WISHLIST. This one is brand new to me. Brand new as in 2 days is how long I've owned it. I thought, why not compare these and see how different the images are or how similar they are, and how the Unfolding Path got thrown into all of this is I often hear the Unfolding Path being compared to the Light Seers as a more grown-up Light Seers. And so I thought it would be fun to put it in the middle as sort of a palette cleanser between the other two decks. And so we're going to talk about these, the images of them, and then you can make your mind up and let me know in the comments below which one you prefer. Are you a tried and true Light Seers lover? Are you an Unfolding Path lover? Do you have room in your collection for the Wild Reflections tarot deck? I picked this up off of Amazon. I believe it's an independent deck. I don't know if it's gone mass market or if they're just selling it on Amazon like Ethany does her decks also. So that is what we're going to look at today. So I'm going to say right off the bat, I have always been a Light Seers lover since I first purchased the deck. I did not get the indie, I got the mass market one, and it's just a deck that is close to my heart, so I may have a little bit of bias towards it a little bit, but just glancing through this Wild Reflections deck, it is beautiful. So right off the bat, I can see that the both Fools here in the Light Seers and the WISHLIST have very, very similar coloring, although the imagery is completely different. And I love the imagery on both of this. This one is okay, but I'm gonna have to say these two are my favorite, and I can't say that I like one more than the other. Wow, okay. The Light Seers and the WISHLIST have very, very similar things going on here. While they've got the purple swirl here, there is the purple robes that she's in. The coloring is very similar, and we even have the purple here with this magician in the Unfolding Path. And I really like all of these magicians. This one I think shows that creative, the actually conjuring, the creating of the energy with the way this one's positioned. This one kind of gives me that I've already created it. Here it is in my hands. And this one is her, I feel like, getting into the moment of that creation. All three of these high priestesses have very different vibes for me, and I really like that. I would have to say that my favorite of the Empresses is this one. I love the serene feeling I get when I look at this one. You know, they all have the pregnant belly, so that's all very similar and everything, but her just being like in this lush garden, leaning against the tree and everything, I think I really like this one. This Empress has never been one of my favorites in the Light Seer. I don't know why, it never has. I love all these emperors. I think they all have a unique take. This one shows him, you know, he's got that chess piece there. He shows that he's able to manipulate the moves, and he knows exactly what move needs to come next. This emperor to me looks like the leader of a tribe of some sort, you know, where he makes the rules. He is the final decision maker of everything. And this one, just from the positioning of his hand, where it's like almost tucked back to his side, almost looks like he is pulling out a last minute move, a last idea, a last something in order to, move forward and gain what he wants to gain with that. Oh, and if you see here, both of them have like the ram's head. I don't see that in this one. Is it in the back? Oh, they're up here in the corner. I didn't see that before. I have to say, out of all three of these two are my favorite Hierophants. This one is just meh to me. I absolutely love this one. The peaceful exchange of, ideas, connecting to something else, learning from something, greater than you. I mean, that's a buffalo. I do like this one though, the path to enlightenment, that sort of thing, where you can get that knowledge from someone who has been there, done that, knows more than you, and can pass that knowledge on down to you. So all of these lovers, I think, are beautiful. These two chariots have a very similar vibe to them. And I really like both of them. If you notice here, he is not, he's almost like just like hanging on for the ride. That's the words I'm looking for. It's like he's hanging on for the ride, and he's kind of letting the horses go their way because they know the way, where he, with the whip and everything, is actually directing the horses, keeping the horses in line, having more an active being a more active participant in the drive of the whole thing. I don't really care for this chariot. I don't know what it is. It doesn't have that will and forceful drive energy to me. I mean, I guess you would have to have that in order to be sitting on a tiger, but I don't know. This is not my favorite card at all, but I really do like these, and it tweaks the meaning just a little bit for me. Like I said, where he already knows what he wants, already knows where he's going, and the horses also do also, so that he's just along for the ride, where he is participating in making the horses go in a certain direction. This has always been one of my favorite strength cards that shows that inner strength. I think this portrays that inner strength so brilliantly by showing, the half of her as human and half of her as like the lion. I think all of these are beautiful. I like all of them, but this one I think just wins out just because I love that portrayal that it shows in these three cards. I've never really cared for this hermit very much. I don't like that she is just I mean, I guess it's supposed to look like she's sitting, I don't know. To me, it doesn't look like she's sitting on a mountain edge at all. It just looks like she is floating up there in the sky, which I've never really like that one. This one's okay. This one I think is beautiful. I like that you can see that they are in that inner meditation state. They are reflecting. They are, working on that connection between above and themselves, and really reflecting on maybe a situation or whatever that they've just been through to, come to a better understanding of it. I really do like that. Wheel of Fortune. I like this one because it shows that balancing act of the wheel. I like the light and the dark aspect of it because sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. The wheel spins as it's going to spin, and you're just kind of along for the ride. I kind of like this one too because it shows that she is like manipulating the wheel almost right here in her hands above her. I don't know how I feel about this Wheel of Fortune with her being in the water. So in the guidebook for this one, which I'm going to say I don't like the smell of this guidebook, but in the guidebook for this one, for upright, it says change, cycles, fate, decisive moments, luck, etc. The wheel of fortune turns evermore, seemingly to communicate that life is made up of both good and bad times, and that the cycle is one that we cannot control. So it's just a basic wheel of fortune meaning. Then it has, in case you have never seen this deck by WISHLIST, there's a double spread or double pages for each card in this entire deck, one with upright, one with the reversed meanings. So down here it says, rapid change will bring new opportunities and it will make your life better. New circumstances can put an end to past difficulties and herald a period of good fortune. Maybe she's spinning the wheel to see what direction it goes in with it laying on the water like that. I mean, the water can represent your emotions. The water could represent your intuition. But nothing references that in the guidebook. So, I mean, it's okay. All right, so on to our justice. I like all the justices. All of them have the scales. All of them have the sword. You can see, like, I feel like in all of them, they are participating, I guess, in that justice by holding the scales, holding the swords. She's holding like the scales here. It's the scales and the sword are floating like above her hands, but her hands are open, like, you know, she can manipulate that right and wrong energy, consequences energy. And this one, I like the dual image where it kind of shows like the darker side of it when it's reversed. But I like all of these. I really like this image of the Hanged Man because the way that this image is, it is very obvious that he put himself into that position. He is the one that chose to do a handstand to see things in a different perspective. So this doesn't, I mean, I guess this can show a side of surrender to it because you are choosing to turn yourself upside down in order to gain new insight. This one is similar to in the fact that they put themselves into this position because this would be like, what is that, an aerial acrobat type person, where this one shows that they are tied. They're tied to the tree, actually. Now, even though the rope is loose, it's still that they are tied to that tree. Where these two give that feeling that that choice was theirs almost, and that they are choosing to surrender and look at things differently. So you could see that little bit of a different take on that. This has been one of my absolute favorite death cards ever. I just love this card so much. I enjoy this one too. I don't know exactly what's happening here. I guess death is coming for the horses. I don't know, because you've got this swirl up here above, and you have the sparkle that's coming down from that on top of, like, swirling around all the horses here that is going around the person in the middle. So what would this be for rebirth and transformation? What is the significance of this, almost like a tornado above him, and then the horses here? What's your take on this death card? How would you read this any differently, seeing this image like this? But this one really shows that transformation, that rebirth that can occur. Temperance. This one is just okay for me. It's never been one of my favorites. I like this where it actually shows the manipulation of the water back and forth. And I really like this one. Angel wings here, just like we have over here, but you've got that light and that dark, that balance between the negative and the positive, and creating something from that sort of energy that's going on. I really do like this one. I think this is my favorite, Temperance. The devil, I've always said this devil is my favorite. I like this devil too. I think he is cool looking. This is a really nice devil also, because this is the only one that shows two other people in it, where these two devils do not. So this is more along the lines of the traditional image. So I really do like that. And they are bound to him with the rope that is around their waist. They're blindfolded. Maybe they're not willing to see what's really happening with the path that they're taking. So I really do like this image. I like all three of these devils. The Tower. Is this a hut? A tree house? I think this is supposed to be maybe a tree house. I don't know. This one is just meh. I like this one. And I do like this one. This is real traditional too, but there's just something about the dramatics of this one that I like. I'm not really keen on this Tower. I've never cared for this star very much. I don't know. It just seems too dull to me. I've always liked this one. I think this star image is beautiful here, but man, do I really like this one. I had to stop for a minute just to really look at this image. It's almost like she is doing some sort of ritual here. She has her candles, flowers. It looks like she's pouring water or some sort of drink into 2 cups. I don't know what this little thing is supposed to be there next to her, but she's out maybe at dusk or in the starlight, and maybe she's performing some sort of ritual here, or in hopes that maybe something or someone is going to join her in the process of that. I think this kind of also shows that healing aspect of it. So does this one, where she's taking that light energy into herself. That gives that real healing aspect to this image, and this one also. And this one is just, for being the star, this image really feels more cold to me, where there's a warmth and like I said, that healing energy that comes from these two, and that energy of faith. Here we have the moon. Well, here we have the two, the wolf and the dog. Because these ones, oh no, I guess they do. They have the 2 wolves right there. I like all 3 of these sun cards. They show that joy. They show that happiness. She's going to bang on the gong here to let everybody know how happy she is and content she is. They just shows that elation energy to it. And so far, I have to say that while there's just little tiny similarities between the Wild Reflections and the Light Seers, I feel like it's more in the colorization of the images, not what's necessarily happening within the images. And maybe that's why people are saying that the Wild Reflections is giving them Light Seers vibe to it. But I really do feel that it is just in the colorization of all of it. I really like this Judgment card, where you are finally letting go, accepting what is, and coming to a peaceful place with all of it. This Judgment card I don't really care for. What does she have happening here? I don't know what these X's are on her shirt. Maybe it's just the design of it. I don't know. This one's just meh. This Light Seers one has always been a favorite Judgment card of mine. And finally, we have the World. And I don't know. I'm not really thrilled with this. Is, I guess, would have to be my favorite World of the 3 cards right here on the table. But I'm not really... I can't say any of them, you know, blow me away. So then we have our wand suit. I love these 2 right here. This shows the growth possibilities of the wand suit, where, you know, they have this like mini bonsai tree or whatever growing within their hands. This shows that fire, that creative nature that starts in your mind. I really like that. Always like this Two of Wands. I think this one is one of my favorites. This one is okay. I don't know how I feel about this one. I think all of them are okay. I think these two are my favorite because they really show that unsure what to do. Where is her? Oh, her other stick's here on the ground. I couldn't see where the other wand was. Unsure what to do, what your next move should be, which path, which direction to take, really thinking about the future and wondering where you go from here. You can kind of get that energy here too, because she has the world in her hand. Like all those opportunities are available to her, but she just has to make the decision of what to do. So our Three of Wands. I like all of these Three of Wands. He is showing the action. He's going out there. He's, you know, just surveying to see if there's a good enough wave for him to catch. This is she's already on the ship, and I really wasn't sure. It looks like he's in a cabin, and I'm assuming this is like a waterfall that's coming down, and that's what these sparkles are here in the water. I don't really know. I'm assuming that that's what that is. This doesn't really show the action of the Three of Wands. It just really is I still feel he's more in that, maybe this is where he's put the idea out there and he is waiting for it to, you know, come to fruition. And maybe that's what the sparkles represent in the water. The Four. I've always liked this Four. I think this Four is great too. All of these Fours, they all win. I can't see one that I like more than the other. Okay, so I don't quite get why these people are hiding behind the tree and exactly what he's doing here with the pole in the middle. I like this one. It really shows that competitive energy. They're all striving to get to this creative spark up here. I like this one. This shows the conflict but this one is almost at a stalemate. You know, is it friendly conflict? Is it not? Is it, you know, someone trying to get something up on someone else? And I don't know. This one is just so-so. The Six. I think all of these sixes are fine. The Seven. So this is really interesting because all three of these sevens show something completely different. This shows where she is in this bubble, and even though these energies are coming at her, she is choosing not to engage in them. She is not going to address it. She is not going to let it disturb her inner peace in any way whatsoever. She, on the other hand, she is going to tell you like it is. I don't care if you're going to confront her about something or you're going to come at her. She is going to come back with just as much power and energy at you. And this one is, it like shows more of needing a balance, because we've got 1, 2, 3. Where is the Seven at? We got 1, 2, 3, and then this one looks like it's laying on top. So that's 4. Oh, there's another one under there. That's 5. And that one, I guess, is 6. That's really hard to see, all those wands, the way that's depicted. So their keywords for the Seven of Wands is resistance, asserting oneself, unconventional defense, and resourceful safeguarding. The moment calls for actions. The moment calls for actions in alignment with values. Develop a strategy to mitigate and anticipate potential future complications. I don't know. This card does not give me the same Seven of Wands energy that these give me. I mean, yes, she could be hesitating because is that a safe bridge to be crossing over that river? Is she even going to be able to make it? So I guess that falls in that safeguard aspect where you're safeguarding yourself. Maybe she needs to look for a different way before pursuing it. The thing I really like about this Wild Reflections is just by looking at the imagery as I'm going through here with you, I can really see different ways that I could read these cards, and depending on how they come up in a reading, and that is something I really, really enjoy. This is my favorite 8. This shows the action where you have put that energy out there. You've sent it out into the universe, and you are riding that wave, and you are waiting for it to happen for you. This is made into like some sort of a stable. What is happening here? So the 8 of Wands, let's see how they interpret the 8 of Wands. Movement, speed, progress, quick decisions, sudden changes, and excitement. And I don't see any of that in this 8 of Wands. I see this as a stable structure. So are you receiving the energy with this stable structure as this line comes down through here? Is that how that's supposed to be seen? The card also signals that new possibilities and opportunities will arrive unexpectedly. There is nothing about this card that shows any sort of unexpected energy to it. I mean, besides the fact that we've got a waterfall and this is at the base of a waterfall, but I'm not seeing that movement energy besides these little tiny strands of light. So that one's a no. The 9 of Wands. She has her defenses, but if she has to, she'll stand up for herself again. She has her defenses set. She's taken a step back from everything. I like this 9 also because it shows where he has prepped and he's ready. He has his defenses up, but he's taking that step back also to think about everything that has happened, that occurred, that he needed to put those defenses up against. So I like that. This is like almost like she's defending someone else. So I like all of those. I've talked about this 10 before. You know, I really like this one. This 10 is okay, but it just shows to me like someone else is doing the work. I mean, I know she's carrying some stuff too, but the majority of it is there on the cow that's with her. This 10 of Wands, he's only carrying 1, even though, you know, that's a crop. So it would take a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of energy into maintaining, managing, taking care of that sort of thing. I love her facial expression in this page of Wands. It really shows like she's got that spark of creativity, like the aha, ooh, maybe I'll try it this way, or ooh, I've got an idea, let's go do this kind of look on her face. This is one of my favorite pages ever. This page of Wands, he has the axe and he has his wand here, and there is some lumber down here that he has cut. Okay, so if we really look into the image of this, is this what he created from chopping down that tree? And this is his, how he's starting his creativity is with this stick, this wand, this whatever right here, where this one shows the action. You can see the expression on her face. Because pages are brand new to things, so they're just really kind of figuring it out as it goes. And I wanted to see here in comparison to the Knight. I don't know. It's okay. It's not my favorite. I love this Knight of Wands. You can even see the horse in the background that shows that action. This Knight... he's traveling downriver, so there's action in that. He's going on an adventure with his loyal companion. That's so cute. I think I like these 2 Knights better. This one doesn't have enough oomph and, you know, power behind it. the Queen of Wands. If anything like screams independent woman, I don't know, just something about this image says that right here with this Queen of Wands in the Wild Reflections Tarot. The King of Wands, I like all of them. These two right here, the Light Seers and the Unfolding Path, are really my favorite. Oh, he's got the line. I was like, where's the line? He's got it on his shirt. Yeah, okay, I like all three of these wands. I know, I should probably speed up. We're probably going to be here forever. Okay, so Ace of Swords. I like all of these aces. Two of Swords. I really like this too. I mean, she doesn't know what direction she's going in or what she should do, but she has enough trust in herself that she's going to shoot that arrow anyway. She don't care. She believes enough in herself. She trusts her own inner guidance, her own intuition, that she is going to let that arrow fly. And I really like this one. Compared to this one that shows where she's like almost tangled up in this mess with these crows who are like pulling on the strings of the blindfold, you know. So the Three of Swords, these two have very similar coloring. I really like this Three of Swords. It's pretty, but this one is my favorite. I don't care for that one, but this one is my favorite. I love that she's holding her head and showing how much grief that it is causing her within her thoughts, within her mind and everything. So I really do like that. The Five of Swords. I think he has regrets here about what... Oh, wait. We're out of order. Here we go. The Four of Swords. The Four of Swords. All of these show an element of rest, but he... I don't know. To me, I can't tell if his eyes closed or not, but to me, it looks like he's like looking over in my direction, and he has his bow and arrow ready to go. So is he truly at rest, or this almost makes me feel like he's making you believe that he's at rest, but he's not. Where these two look like they are. Okay, here we go. The Five of Swords, all of them show that, you know, kind of betrayal or whatever that they've done to the other people in the imagery. He looks like he has regrets over it. So, and she looks like she just came through something really difficult. Okay, so what is up with this Six? Why does he look like this smart-ass smirk on his face that she is finally leaving? So what is that about? I mean, this shows, you know, she has chosen to move away from a difficult situation. This one shows that she's moving away from a difficult situation, taking some of that baggage with her. She's got her little dog and the thing, but the emotions, looks like she's in water. So, well, I guess if a boat would be in water. But anyway, you know, I feel like that has that emotional toll on you also, even though it's something that you have to process through in your mind. But what is with this look on this guy's face with this Six of Swords? Moving on, departure, leaving behind, distance, accepting lessons. Talks about the transition and everything. So maybe she was the toxic one, and with him holding all these arrows here, that he is finally glad that that toxic situation is moving away from him. So, yeah, I guess you could see it like that. So we got the Seven of Swords. All of it shows that little bit of deception to it. I like all of those. The Eight. This is kind of similar here with this imagery. And this is more on the traditional side of it. So I like all three of these eights. All three of these nines show that worry, that anxiety, the way our thoughts can really leave us feeling uneasy and everything. And here's her bed, and it's surrounded by these arrows right there. I love this Ten of Swords because she's not down anymore. She realizes what has happened and she knows that she's got to start over with things, and she has hit bottom, but she is ready and willing to move past it, where this one feels like they are still in the midst of it. And this one almost feels like it just happened to him just by looking at the way the imagery is. Then we have our pages. These two have books. This one does not. He's just going to wing it and figure it out on his own. Oh, any knight on a horse, motorcycle, you know, like I said, some sort of action. He's running towards his motorcycle. I really like that. You can see in this imagery just by the movement that's happening with the wind and the lines in front of him. So I really do like all three of those. I love this Queen of Swords. I like all three of these Queen of Swords. Here we have the King. I really do enjoy all three of these King of Swords also. Mastery of their thoughts. They know exactly what they want. And we are on to the Cup suit. And again, like I said, I'm going to try to move through these quicker so we're not here forever. I've always loved this Ace of Cups. I like this one too, with the pearl in the seashell. I think all three of these Two of Cups are lovely. That shows that union. It shows that bond with one another. I think this is a great image for the Three of Cups also. And again, we only have this one and the Pentacles left. And even though there's some similar coloring between the Wild Reflections and the Light Seers, they are it's a completely different deck. I like all three of these Four of Cups. They all give that, you know, I'm not interested. Don't tell me, don't show me. It's not something I am really wanting. I have to say that this is my favorite Five of Cups energy. Where you're really stuck in that loss and that grief. This one is nice too. You can feel that loss. You can feel that loss with both of these, but this one I think is my my favorite of the three. Six of Cups. I don't know. I don't really have a preference for this this Six of Cups. I don't care for this Seven that much. I like these two. The Eight of Cups. All three of these eights are giving the same vibe. They're walking away from, you know, what isn't working out for them anymore, leaving it behind, moving on to something better. This is like, you know, you can see the light there. You see the light there. There is no light here. He doesn't know, or they don't know where they're headed, where they're going, and really what's next to happen in his life or their life. So that's interesting that there's really not that light aspect to this image. This one, man, she set that cup on fire. So I like that. The Nine, I don't like that there's a mermaid on here. That just feels kind of out of, I mean, I get that there's been seashells in the entire suit, but then to all of, I guess maybe you've achieved the mermaid status. I don't know. I don't know. It just feels off to me to just all of a sudden now have the mermaid here, but. And the 10, I like all three of these 10s. I love this page. It is my favorite page. No matter how old you are, you need to hold on to that youthful feeling. You know, that saying, you're only as old as you feel or think you are, that sort of thing. I really do. I love that grandpa image as the page. I have always had an issue with the Knight of Cups energy. Probably because I had a lot of reverse Knight of Cups people in my life. Maybe that's what my deal is with it. So, but I think all three of these Knight of Cups portrays that energy very well. So I like all three of those. All three of these queens, I think are beautiful. And then the kings. And finally, we are on to our final suit. So hopefully you stuck with me. The Ace of Pentacles. I love this Ace of Pentacles and that sunflower. I like that one. All of them. I'll just say all of them are lovely. I really like this Two of Pentacles. She's trying to ride a bike. She's trying to juggle the sunflower pentacles. She's, trying to stay on the path, so she doesn't, this really shows that trying to maintain balance in a multitude of different ways. So I really like this one. This one is a little boring to me. I like this one, but you know what? When I look at this one, for some reason, it's just me, it almost feels like a manipulation, just because of the expression on his face. I mean, you could see that as he's trying to concentrate ahead of him and concentrate, what's in front of him and not what he's juggling at the time. I mean, you could see it that way too, but to me, it almost feels like a manipulation of trying to play two sides against each other. And that's all from the facial expression. That's the only place that I am getting that from. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles, that, working together energy. I think these all represent that very well. Then we have our Four. I like all of these fours, and I really do. He's gathered up his sunflowers and everything, and with sunflowers, after you've picked them, they're only going to stay beautiful for a very short amount of time, just a few days. So the Five of Pentacles shows that loss, shows that desperation, being on the outside, out here in the cold. I really like that. And this one has that key where right there's the lock. She could get out of there anytime she wanted. The Six of Pentacles, that give and take energy. Yeah, I see that very well done in all three of these. And as you can see, as we've moved along further in the suit, the Wild Reflection really does look completely different than the light Seers. So I'm glad, like I said, that I did these together. Working hard, growing, Seven of Pentacles, waiting for things to come to fruition, to grow a little more, putting that work in. Same thing here, watering a brand new sunflower. I kind of like this Eight of Pentacles, where she is, working at her, well, I mean, this one too, I guess they're all working at their craft. He's a gardener, so, he is starting a new seed. She's working at her craft here at her table, creating some sort of magic or whatever, and she's, at her ballet studio. 9, they're all okay. I don't see anything like stand out special about them. The 10, I like that. Love the legacy aspect of all of these cards. I like that he is in the forefront and they're kind of in the back here, what he is passing down to them. Same with, her being centered right there. But yeah, these are all very similar. I love his facial expression in the unfolding path. Oh, that cracks me up. Contemplating about, what he wants to do next, what opportunities should he go after. I like this Knight, planning out what direction to go in, thinking about it before making that move and everything. Same thing with this one. You can see the slow progression of the pentacles here on the ground. So I like these two the best. I love all three of these queens. I think they are, she's my favorite, I think, out of all three of them. And our final cards are our King of Pentacles. He's like a captain of a ship. He's like a businessman. And this guy just puts me in mind of like a hippie, but that he's already pursued his wealth. He's already reached a level, a status level that he is happy and content with, and he doesn't need to work so hard anymore because maybe he's just letting his money roll into him, you know, that sort of energy. So I like all three of these kings. Now that you have seen the light seers next to the Wild Reflections tarot, what do you think? Do you think that they have too similar of a vibe to have both of them? What do you think about the Unfolding Path being compared to the Light Seers as the grown-up Light Seers deck? I enjoy all three of these decks. Well, like, this is new. I can't say I enjoy it yet, but just looking through it, I know this one's going to be a really great reader. Just from the way the imagery is on the card, the way the facial expressions are on the card, I know I'm going to be able to get a lot out of it. So I'm looking forward to reading with this. This one has always been a tried and true, so I really want to hear your comments. Sorry that this video is so long. I kind of got lost in those first few suits and looking at all the cards and really comparing them to one another. So hopefully at the time you're watching this, I was able to cut some of it down and still keep the integrity of the video so you can really see what I am showing here and get your thoughts on it. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you being here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate all the love. And until I see you next time, bye.